Welcome. This is our first time having a guest on the channel, so thank you very much for coming. And would you like to say a little bit about who you are and what your name is and everything?
Yeah, so my name's Jason. I'm... God, how old am I?
27, I think?
Yes, I'm 27 and I'm a master's student here in Leeds.
Cool. And what are you studying again?
I'm studying a program called Design Future Society.
Ooh, that sounds useful.
It's very exciting.
We're just going to talk a bit about ADHD in general. So the first question is, what did you know about ADHD before you got diagnosed or started thinking that you might have it?
I didn't really know anything. I think I probably knew about as much as everybody in society thinks they know about ADHD. So, but my sister was diagnosed with either the hyperactive or the combined type when she was young. So I kind of knew her experience of it, but because it didn't fit with mine, it didn't give me any actual understanding of what ADHD was. So yeah, I guess it was just like it's hyperactive children, possibly being naughty.
Yeah. So even though you had a family member diagnosed with it, well, what kind of experience did you see her have with ADHD?
Yeah, with her, it was just a very kind of like stereotypical, you know, having problems in school, and yeah, just running around the house all the time and getting into trouble a lot. So I lost my train of thought.
That's all right. Yeah, so your sister's experience of like seeing her.
Just ignore me.
Also a little bit difficult, yeah.
We are in a hold.
I was going to say something. It's just, this is going to happen a lot.
Don't worry.
It happens to us
Yeah.
all the time.
Literally.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Just go on to the next question.
Yeah, maybe I'll remember later,
Yeah,
and you
it'll
can
come back up. That'd be cool.
you can stick it back in.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So what was it? Right. Yeah. So how do you feel about having ADHD?
How do I feel about having it, or how do I feel about being diagnosed with it?
Both, I suppose.
Okay. I guess there are positives and negatives to having it. So on the one hand, I really hate it and I wish I didn't, because it ruined my life for 26 years. I mean, it didn't completely ruin my life, because obviously some of those ADHD things get you through the problems that ADHD causes. So, you know, when you're messing up in university or whatever and you're late for all your deadlines, the hyperfocus gets you through everything that you've kind of messed up, so long as you have the sort of, like, I guess, academic skills to deal with that. What was I saying? I'm going to get there. Negatives. For God's sake.
So how you feel about it is, yeah, mainly you don't like having it, obviously.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. But then, yes, on the positive side, I think all of my kind of creative traits come from having ADHD, or are at least heightened in some way by having it, which I guess is what everybody says, really. But I don't think that I would have pursued half of the things that I did in my life if I didn't have it. So I wouldn't have, on a whim, decided to do a master's in design, having a science background, or well, social science background, and you know, I wouldn't have just decided to go to Germany for 5 months, or whatever all the other things are that I've done in my life, but you know what I mean. So yeah, it's created opportunities for me to do things.
Yeah.
But then when it's created the opportunity, it then gets in the way of me actually making the most of it. So it's a mixed bag, I guess.
Yeah. So what is it like when you say you have an opportunity and you sort of slightly impulsively go for it, you know, and then what happens after that when ADHD starts getting in the way?
It usually tends to be that I'll get excited about something, then I will become obsessed with it for days or months, and will be literally getting up at like 7 in the morning, spending the entire day obsessing over this thing, and then going to bed at like 2 a.m. And it's like, I'm really excited about the thing, I want to do the thing, but then I'd spend so much energy pursuing it that then my body just can't handle it, because a person just can't go full out for that much time every single day for weeks on end. So it just ends up being either I get burnout, or I run into like one hurdle, and then it's like, okay, if this takes more than 10 minutes to figure out how to deal with, then the entire thing is just not worth pursuing. And so now we're on to the next exciting thing. So so you just end up with this pile of unfinished things. So you're, you know, jack of all trades kind of thing. So you can speak like a tiny little bit of about 20 languages, but not really fluent in anything. So yeah, that's...
Yeah. So could you give us a flavour of like, maybe when you're not in the middle of like really focusing on something, but not an average day of like what it's like to have ADHD for you, what things sort of might happen in that day?
Well, I guess it starts with not being able to get out of bed. So yeah, that is then just a kind of having all of the alarms all over the place to make sure that it becomes more effort to not get out of bed. So yeah, then after that, then it's trying to get ready, but even though you've got ready every single day of your life, you still can't figure out which order to do things. So it'll be like, I'll walk into the bathroom, and then I'm like, okay, should I wash my hands before I put my hair up, because I've just been sleeping, so my hands might have been sweating, but then if I put my hair up now, then that means that I might have to wash my hands again, and how many times should I wash my hands before I move on to having my breakfast? And it's just like, your brain just doesn't stop bouncing from one thing to the next, and so it's half an hour and you've still not washed your hands. And yeah, then it's, you know, being late to leave the house, then running to your first meeting, and then when I get to the meeting, I will lose track of everything that I'm saying, as I'm doing now. Yeah, then it gets to, you know, like lunchtime, and then you have to cook, and then if there are like literally more than 2 tasks, then it's not possible to do without spilling things on yourself, burning the food, breaking something. So yeah, it's just normal everyday things are just inexplicably difficult, even if you could watch somebody else do it and tell them exactly what they should do, but as soon as you're, you know, in the driver's seat, then everything just kind of goes out of the window.
Yeah, so let's also talk a little bit about how people, what people think about you having ADHD. So the first thing I suppose is, have you actually told anyone that you've been diagnosed with ADHD?
Yes, so I told, pretty much everyone. I've been pretty open about it, and everybody's been pretty supportive. And I think for a lot of people, their main concern was just that I was finally figuring out what it was that was causing me so much trouble. So people were just happy that I was happy that I was finally finding the right kind of treatment path.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just said it made complete sense, but they never would have thought that would have been what the issue was.
Because you've got inattentive type, right? So it doesn't really come out as hyperactivity and all that. Yeah.
And I think, with my mum, I think she kind of felt maybe a little bit of, I don't know if guilt is the word, but I'll say guilt, for not figuring it out sooner, because in my teens I was very distressed a lot, and she did try to get me the help, but all they thought was, okay, this is depression or something mood related. So I think there's a little bit for her that she feels like she should have done something, but I think just because I was academically gifted, there was no reason for her to notice anything was wrong. So
yeah, it's a tricky one. Just going to check. Oh yeah, so have any of your relationships with people actually improved since finding out you've got ADHD?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, like with my girlfriend now, being able to explain why I do the things I do or don't do the things that I should do, and also being able to understand that for myself, it means that first we can communicate about it, and then second, I can actually do something about it to change my behavior, whereas before it was just, okay, I've interrupted you again, I don't know why I've done it, and I don't have a reason, so I must just be, a really annoying boyfriend. So yeah, that it's definitely been positive there, and I think as well. What's that word I'm thinking of? It's indirectly impacted my relationship, because it means that, if I'm more in control of my life, it means that I can kind of properly direct my attention to my relationship when it's appropriate, and also not kind of, I guess, hyper-focus on the relationship. So there's some kind of balance there, I guess.
Yeah.
What did you say? Relationships?
Yeah.
Relationships.
Any other ones from?
I think. Family? No. No, I think that's probably about it.
Yeah, the main one being, that makes sense. Cool. Thank you very much. That was really good. And that is the first video done. So, well done.